You don't know the power of the dark side.
Broadcasting live from 38 Studios in Providence, this is the Go Ask Mickey podcast, helping you with the tips, tricks, and the tools needed to save you time and money on your next Disney vacation. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, send them to goaskmickey@gmail.com.
And welcome to episode 18 of the Go Ask Mickey podcast. My name is Jerry from goaskmickey.com, and joining me in the studio today is the world famous Fast Eddie, who's sporting his Patriots jersey. Sweet. On this week's episode, we are discussing the Disney Magical Express, the secrets behind it and how to use it. If you have any questions you want answered on the air, send them on over to the Go Ask Mickey podcast at gmail.com.
This helpful instructional message from the National Association of People Who Have Trouble Walking and Chewing Gum at the same time. Step, chew. Step, chew. Step, chew. Step, chew.
You're listening to the Go Ask Mickey podcast.
Hey everybody, and thanks for downloading this week's show. It's a little late coming out this week due to we took a family trip over to New Jersey. Got back late. We had a great time though. It was a good time. The driving stinks. I gotta say that. And that's what brought up this week's episode. I was sitting in traffic, and when you're driving, especially through New York and New Jersey and stuff like that, you're driving, sitting in traffic. You're going, you're sitting, you're going. You're like, why am I stuck in traffic? Why isn't this moving? So you get frustrated and pissed off, and people suck, and you just want to get to where you want to be, and sometimes it takes longer. And that's why I was sitting there going, I don't know how people can jump in the car, pack it up, and load it and go, say, all right, we're going to Disney for whatever, and drive like 20 hours, you know, and you're driving, and you're like, all right, well, I'll drive for like 10 hours, and then we'll stop. 10 hours. That's I can't imagine. I drove like 3 or 4, and I'm like, whoa, I gotta stop. I gotta do something. I need a coffee. I need something. And you know, I guess you do stop at all those places, but I can never just drive like that. I don't know, maybe I just hate people. I don't know. But it was a great weekend. We had a good time. There's a lot of news going on. I was trying to keep an ear to, you know, as far as the Great Movie Ride was closing and Ellen's Energy Adventure was closing. And I noticed on Twitter and Instagram, a lot of people were posting these awesome pictures and awesome videos of their last experience on those rides. And it was a farewell type of a weekend to these great rides. And you know, I'm not a big fan of either one of these, so to me, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. But a lot of people love these rides, and you know, I like the Great Movie Ride was okay. It just was very dated, and it just needed something, and they just never gave it anything. It was just left there just to wallow. So, you know, hopefully something good will come of that. They will have some new rides. The Guardians is supposed to be rumored to go over in Ellen's Energy Adventure over there, and the one I'm really looking forward to is the Great Mickey Ride or whatever that's coming to the Great Movie Ride. Mickey's Runaway Railway ride that's soon to be going there, that looks like it will be a better ride. I guarantee you that. People are going to go nuts, especially with Mickey. You know, anything Mickey is awesome. And when you're putting that in that spot, as long as the place stays the same, I mean, they're going to do some major changes inside, but the outside will stay the same. The Chinese theater will remain. And, you know, it should be a good ride. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But, all right, so this week's episode, we are discussing the Disney's Magical Express, how to use it, how to get around with it, what it does, and if it costs or whatever, what's the advantages of taking this. So we're going to get into all of that. But first, let's see what's going on around the world. All right, there's not much going on around Disney World this week. Like I said, the Great Movie Ride is no more, and so as the Ellen Energy Adventure. Those have closed for the weekend, or this past weekend, and they will be reopened in new rides in the future. That happened this weekend. Now, some rumors came out. Rumors as rumors are. One of them was for the Indiana Jones supposedly coming to Animal Kingdom. Details are limited at this time, but it appears that Disney is considering an addition to Animal Kingdom within 5 years, and the likeliest spot would be Dino Land, USA, and Dino-Rama, with one possible rumor being an Indiana Jones takeover of Dino Land. So they would replace Dino Land, I guess, with an Indiana Jones. And this could likely include a rethemed dinosaur to Indiana Jones Adventure, which is in Disneyland. So they're thinking about repurposing the dinosaur ride with Indiana Jones, which I heard is a better ride than Dinosaur. And adding an archaeology-themed replacement to the Boneyard. And at this point, this is just a rumor. And, as rumors go, I'm still waiting for the Haunted Mansion restaurant to open, which was a rumor a while back. But there's also... This is a very weird rumor of table service restaurant in development at the All-Stars. Now, it doesn't make any sense to me, but Disney is reporting considering a table service restaurant at the parking lot between the All-Star Music and All-Star Movies. And the expectation of this is that it will be a buffet. Now, I don't know. I don't understand the purpose they just redid these food courts, so I don't know why they would want to add that restaurant type buffet to the parking lot area. It just doesn't make sense. But as some of these are, they are just rumors. The next one is The Muppet Show, which I'm a big Muppets fan, is a Muppet Show coming to Grand Avenue. This, I do believe, will come true. A new Muppet Show is rumored to take place along Grand Avenue. Now, this is a new street that they're adding at Hollywood Studios, and they got the new bar or place going in there. It's a bar we talked about last week, and it's supposed to be on Grand Avenue, repurposed as part of Streets of America. And the Muppet Show is expected to feature Muppets in the windows along the street as a means of entertaining the guests waiting to enter Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. The execution of the show is expected to be similar to Muppets Presents and Great Muppets in American History, which is at the Magic Kingdom. The Muppets will give their rendition of the various Star Wars movies. So it's going to be a Star Wars themed Muppet goof. I love the Muppets, I could do no wrong, and at Magic Kingdom, I don't know if you've seen that show, they're awesome over there, they're just American History, and they're just, it's awesome how they're doing that, and if they add that kind of feel, that show feel over to that Grand Avenue, that would be awesome, because Hollywood Studios right now is the ghost town. There's got to be tumbleweeds going down that street somewhere because there's no rides. There's nothing there. You have like 4 rides. I think there's more bars than there are rides. So everybody go to Hollywood Studios and get drunk. So I don't know what's going on with that place, but they got to do something, and they'll probably do this one sooner than later, just because they have to get something in there. They're going to add... they have that fireworks show, or that whatever show they have, the Christmas show they're going to add, the BAM, Jingle Bell BAM over there. And that's in Christmas time, so that's going to be in a couple months, but we will have to wait and see what happens over there. Also in somewhat of the news, I just heard that if you're a fan of the Crystal Palace and buffets and stuff like that, and I think the Crystal Palace has a breakfast and a dinner buffet, and it features characters like Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, and those, I think 4 or 5 characters over there. So it's great for the kids that go, and it's a decent buffet. The food is really good over there, especially for the dinner part. But apparently they're stopping the autographs that are going on over there, and they're handing out autograph cards with everybody's autograph that's already on them, and I just think that's a terrible thing to do to especially kids who want that autograph in their autograph book, and they're not allowed to get that now. They're taking that away from people who want, my kids love that. They would take pictures with the characters, and they would get the autograph, and it would be scribbled something. Sometimes it wasn't perfect, but it was the point of it. And this is also going on at Minnie's Dine at the Hollywood and Vine in Hollywood Studios. They're handing out these cards, and I don't know if Disney takes away things that they shouldn't, like the handles on the mugs of the resorts. You take away the handles, like what are you thinking? Like, you can't take the handles away from the mugs. So they took them away, and then they put them back, and then they said it was a trial, and now they're taking the autographs away from the kids and handing them a card and saying, here you go. I don't know, to me that's not right. It's the whole point of them meeting that person, and they sign their autograph book. They sell these autograph books in all the stores at ridiculous prices. You go, you buy them, and you buy these monster pens so they can write them, and now they're not doing that. Like, you didn't make enough money from all that. Now you got to save some time. I don't know. To me, what do you think about it? Let me know. Head over to Twitter at GoAskMickey1. Or send me an email or go on the Facebook page. Let me know what you think about this, because this is really bothering me, and I don't think it's right. So if enough people maybe gets in an uproar about this as they did with the handles on the mugs, hopefully Disney will change this around. But I think the purpose of these characters are for the autographs. So that seems to be it for the news. Let's We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back in 2 minutes and 2 seconds with the secrets to the Disney Magical Express coming up right after this.
For all of us here at News Center 4, I'm Ron Burgundy. You stay classy, San Diego.
All right, welcome back. Yeah, that's good stuff. All right, we're talking right now is the topic of the day, which is the secrets of the Magical Express. Now, the Magical Express, people, I get a lot of questions. This brought up that same idea of why people are asking questions about certain parts of this system, the Magical Express bus system. So I just want to clarify a lot of these questions because people have so many different questions on how to use it, when to use it, why to use it, what is due. So I want to just go through a brief guideline on everything there is to do with the Magical Express. So the Magical Express, first off, is a complimentary motorcoach ride. Now, that's offered to you from Disney when you stay at a resort. You have to stay on site. Now, if you're staying at a specific resort, you are allowed to use this service, which takes you to and from MCO, which is the Orlando International Airport, to a select, quote-unquote, select number of resorts with complimentary luggage delivery. Now, what that means is they will take your luggage separately and deliver it to your room at a later time. So it's you're not going with your luggage going separate, but they will deliver it to your room. So you drop your luggage off at the airport, you get on your plane, you fly from wherever you're coming from, and you land at Orlando, you jump on the Magical Express, and you go to your resort. Later on, your bags are brought right to your room, and everybody's happy. Domestic passengers can bypass the luggage claim and avoid driving or renting a car or transportation. Now, some people, I just did a show on taxis, Ubers, and minivans, and I just found out last couple days that Uber is now able to transfer you from Orlando International Airport to Disney World. They weren't allowed to do that, but I think on July something, they were allowed to do that. So now they're able to do that. So, as you're listening to this, you don't like Disney's Magical Express, there's another option for you. You do have that Uber option. Okay, so domestic passengers can bypass the baggage claim and avoid renting the car. So you don't have to rent a car. You save the money on renting a car, and Disney will take you back and forth anywhere to the resorts, and you will not have to use rent any transportation. You can use Disney's transportation. That is available to you free. Now, with this service, there are no pets allowed, only service animals. So, for that person or whoever that likes to take their little doggy to the store and shop with them in put them in a little seat and your pocketbook or whatever, you can't do that. You leave your dogs at home, or they have a pet drop-off at, I think it's across from Port Orleans Riverside. There's a pet place over there that you can drop your dog off there, but they won't let them on the bus. So do not plan on bringing little Fifi on the bus with you on the Disney Magical Express. Okay, and these buses are handicap accessible, but when you order them, you have to tell them at the time when you order. So if you're in a wheelchair, you need to be brought by wheelchair or wheelchair accessible vehicle, you have to tell them at the time of your ordering Magical Express. So then they will accommodate you for your, accessibility. You have to make a reservation in advance. You have to make it within at least 2 weeks in advance. Now, what I like to do is I wait till I usually get my flight, so I have all that information. I know what time I'm arriving, what flight number, because they're going to ask you all that stuff when you book this information with Disney. So I like to do that, but you don't have to. When you book your package, you're adding, you're picking your room, you're adding tickets to the package, you're adding the moderate dining plan, and you're adding ground. When you add ground to your package, you will be adding this service to whatever you're doing. And it will ask you then, you would fill out what you need to fill out when you're adding Disney Magical Express. You're coming from wherever, or you're landing at this time on this airline. So it's going to ask you all that stuff. So you do it on the check-in for your package. Other than that, I have phone numbers and a website that you can call separately. The website is DisneyMagicalExpress.com, or one word. And the phone numbers are 1-407-939-1936. And then there's an 1-866 number. It's 1-866-599-0951. Now, these will put you into contact with somebody directly at Disney's Magical Express. So if you have any questions, or you're setting stuff up, or you need assistance with something, call those numbers. That's what they're for. All right. Now, as far as the buses go, they have a bathroom on the bus. They're very nice. So when you get out of the plane, you head down to wherever I think it's B-side, first floor B-side, and you're gonna wait in your first queue to get into Disney's Magical Express, which is awesome. Oh, first we're going to talk about luggage tags. Luggage tags will be sent through post office usually 2 to 3 weeks prior to arrival. And as well as they're going to send you some documents. So you're going to get your luggage tags that you will put on all your luggage in the mail, as well as the documents you need to have. So put those in your carry-on. Save the documents, or you can use Magic Band. I think both will do one, if not. So most people, you put the Magic Bands on, you jump on your plane, yay, everybody's happy, yes, going to Disney. Put the documents in your carry-on so you have them. So you're not putting them in your luggage. When your luggage goes away, you just said goodbye to your documents. So the luggage tags will allow you to check your bag at the airport and then have them delivered to your resort room, because they will say where you're staying. Say you're staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge or Pop Century, wherever you're staying, those tags will show whoever's grabbing your bags where you're staying and what rooms. So that is important. Make sure you put those on your luggage. Okay, domestic flights. You're going to take the monorail from the main terminal between 5 a.m. and 10 p.m. Okay, so when you land between 5 a.m. and 10 p.m., you're going to take the monorail, which is your first real ride when you hit Disney, is actually at the airport. And you're going to go to ground level B-side. And that's where they will have signs everywhere that says Disney's Magical Express. Disney will claim your bags and they will deliver them to your resort room later on. If you're arriving after 10 p.m., so between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m., you have to claim your own bags. So if you're landing at like 2 o'clock in the morning, you're going to have to go down to baggage claim, get your bags yourself, and go to level 1 B-side to Disney's Magical Express, because they will take you, but they just will not take your bags. So that's the only sucky part of this whole thing, is that you have to claim your bags if you're coming in late. Some people have 11 o'clock flights. They come in and now it's too late. You're in that window where they won't take your luggage, so you gotta drag your luggage, which is fine, because they will take it once you get on the bus. They will help you load it. They will they'll load it for you. Make sure you tip these people. This goes back to my previous episode about tipping, and if they're touching your bag, helping you load, then you need to tip. So keep that in mind. Okay, you must check in at the Disney's Magical Express, the stand in the front of the express. They're going to ask you to check in, then check your magic band, check your name, all that stuff. And then you stand in your queue and wait for the bus to come. Now, with the buses, you could take between a half an hour to, let's say, 90 minutes. So you're going from 30 to 90 minutes of waiting till you get to your resort. That fluctuates. I've waited an hour, and sometimes I've waited 5 minutes, got on the bus, and boom, we were in the, at my resort within about a half an hour. So between the travel time it takes from Orlando to the resorts, that's about a half an hour. Now, when they do this, they load onto the Magical Express different resorts. So you could be Animal Kingdom Lodge, you could be Pop Century, and Art of Animation, all in the same bus, one bus. So it's all a matter of when they drop off first. You could be staying at Animal Kingdom, and they drop off at Pop first. They drop off at, let's say, Art of Animation, and then they make their way over to your resort. And that sucks. That's happened to me. So you sit and waiting, and you eventually get there, but it could take an hour and a half. So that's the only, but you're getting there. Some people have no patience. I have patience. My wife doesn't, but let's not get into that. Now the luggage, they could take up to 3 hours before they arrive at your resort. So you could fly through Disney's Magical Express. You jump through you check in, you go through the queue line, the bus is waiting, you get on it, they drive away, you're there within like 40 minutes, say. Alright, so 40 minutes go by, you just got off the plane, boom, you're already in your resort. Now, you want to go swimming, you want to do stuff. Your bathing suits are in your luggage. Well, your luggage isn't going to show up until 3 hours after your flight. Could show up. They could show up 20 minutes from then, or they could show up 2.5 hours from then. So, plan ahead. If you're planning on staying at your resort, make sure you pack some stuff for you to hang out in while you're at the resort. If you want to go swimming, you want to do whatever, make sure you have what you need in your carry-ons. This way, you're not waiting for your luggage to show up. Or if you're going right to the parks, just go. You got to check in first. Once you check in, you can jump on any bus that'll take you to whatever park you want to go to, and you'll be there within 20 minutes. So an hour from the time you drop, when you landed at Orlando International, to an hour later, you could be standing in, at Cinderella's castle. So I've had that happen to me. It's awesome, but it's tiring. You're running. It's a lot of work to get there quick. All right, what, you want to take a break? All right, we're gonna take a break, and we will be right back to finish out a lot of other stuff that's going on with the secrets behind the Disney's Magical Express right after this.
Gentlemen, milady, you will always remember this as the day that you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow.
All right, that's Fast Eddie right there. All right, here we go with, where were we? We were at, okay. Now you've already arrived, you did all that stuff, you checked into your hotel, you're good. You're done. That's half of that Disney Magical Express is done. You got your bags already, they're in your room. Okay, so now you have your trip. Before your last day, when you check out, the flight information will be delivered to your room, as well as a departure and pickup for the motorcoach will be on a notice. Now, the notice will tell you that, say you're leaving at noon, it's going to tell you 3 hours before your flight leaves, you're going to be picked up at the Magic Express spot at your resort, which is usually right where they dropped you off. So 3 hours prior, so any domestic flight that is leaving from Orlando International Airport will be picked up 3 hours before your flight leaves. So think of that. Now, if you're traveling internationally, you're going to be picked up 4 hours. And what sucks even more is you're responsible for your own luggage. That's for only international travelers. So keep that in mind. So now you're going to be 4 hours in advance for international. They want to make sure you get to the airport in plenty of time. So now if you're flying, say you're staying at Pop Century and you're flying on a participating airline, which are certain airlines, if you go to Disney Magical Express, they will tell you what airlines are sponsored or participate in this check-in service. You are enrolled in a resort airline check-in service at your resort. Doesn't matter what resort, they all do it. And it's the same airlines. It's usually Southwest, JetBlue, whatever. Now, this service allows you to check your luggage and receive a boarding pass at your resort. So instead of going to the airport and checking your luggage and getting your boarding passes at the airport, they do it at the resort. So the morning before you're going to go, the morning you're checking out, you're going to go to baggage services, and you're going to check in with them. They're going to take your bags, they're going to weigh them, because they have the same guidelines happen there as they do at the airport. So they're going to weigh them, and then they're going to give you your, they're going to tag them, and they're going to give you your boarding pass. And you'll be done. You'll be done. All you have to do is bring your carry-ons with you, so make sure you keep those with you. And you're going to do whatever you want. What we usually do, which is just some advice, is we take the last flight out. So it could be like a 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock flight at night. That gives us all day at the resort. All day at Disney. So say we're leaving at 10 o'clock. We don't have to be on Magical Express till 7 p.m. So that gives us all day. Now, checkout is 11 o'clock a.m. So what we do is we ask for a extended checkout, or to stay longer, so they allow us to stay till, like, say, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So what happens then is we usually go to the resort at, early in the morning, hit the rope drop the bags off, do all that stuff, because you gotta hit the bags before like 10 a.m. or something like that. What I do is I write the rope drop, and you're out of there by, like, say, noon. You spend a few hours there, and then we come back, shower up, check out by 1 o'clock, and then we either go swimming, or we go swimming and then we hit a restaurant at a resort, because you can still travel, use the transportation. You just don't have a room. And then what we usually do is come back to the resort after, like, say, 5 o'clock. Either, hang out there for a couple hours or do whatever. And then we jump on the Magical Express. So you get a whole extra day on your travel day. So there's lots of stuff you can do. Those are the options that you get. Okay, where were we? Now, when they pick you up at MCO or the Orlando International Airport, they take you to every resort except for the Swan and Dolphin or Shades of Green. Every resort is participating in this. So you get a ride from all those places. If you're staying at the Swan and Dolphin or you're staying at Shades of Green, you either have to rent a car, do Uber, do the minivans, do whatever. So factor that in when you're booking those resorts. Now, if you need more luggage tags, you need to call, because they're only going to send one per person. Or say you have a family of 5, they're going to send you 5 luggage tags. That's it. Some people like to take more luggage. Some people take a lot of luggage. I don't see why, but that's a lot of people do. So what you're going to do is you're going to call 1-866-599-0951, and you're going to call them and ask for more luggage tags to be sent to you. Make sure you do this before 2 weeks before your arrival date, because you gotta plan the fact that they might not arrive on time. So you don't want to pack the important stuff. Don't pack medications. Pack a bathing suit in your carry-on. Make sure all that stuff is all in your carry-on, the stuff you need. Any documents, make sure they're in your carry-on. Then even your magic bands. Don't forget your magic bands, because you can use them when you're doing the Disney Magical Express. They're going to check those, boom, you're done. That's your first use of the magic bands right at the airport. Let's see, I think that is pretty much it. Some people have a lot of questions as far as a lot of people like to take or try to use Disney's Magical Express as a luggage transfer and then rent a car and take off right to the parks. I would not advise it, but it's 2 separate entities. A lot of people will say, no, you can't do that at all. I've heard a lot of people do this, and they do it. It's not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying, that's your choice. If you think you can do this, go for it. But be prepared to possibly lose your luggage. What people say is, instead of they sign up for the Disney Magical Express, they want it, they get off the plane, the tags on the bags are all set, that's already taken care of, and instead of going right to Disney's Magical Express at the airport, they rent a car and they take off, boom, or get on an Uber and go right to the park, skipping the whole bus ride to your resort. Now, I've heard people do this, and you get away with it because of it's 2 separate entities. Now, there's no way of them knowing exactly who is responsible, because those bags are tagged just for... They do have your name and all that stuff on it, but they're for your resort. So, they're not telling people, say, hey, pull those bags out and we'll hold them separately because these people never arrived. No, they're just grabbing everything and they're doing it at the resort. They're bringing those bags to the resort regardless. So a lot of people have had that happen where they had to claim their bags at the check-in desk at the resort, and they were asked, why weren't you on the bus, blah, 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 blah. So a lot of people try to do this as a luggage system, so they don't have to go to baggage claim, grab their luggage, jump on a car. They can just jump and go. That's up to you. I'm not saying to do it. I'm not saying not to do it. Your choice, but be prepared. They're holding your luggage hostage if you get caught. I think that's pretty much it for the Disney's Magical Express. I hope that explains a lot. I get a lot of questions on that sometimes. So I wanted to clarify a lot of the confusion that people have with it and what it does. It doesn't cost anything. None of this costs anything. If anything, you're going to pay a couple of bucks for the driver to grab your bags. Other than that, it costs nothing. So, it's a good service. I think they definitely hit it on 2 thumbs up with this one, because it's a convenience to know that everything is taken care of. You just get off the plane, get to where you want to go, and you're going to be there in no time. In a moderate amount of time. So if you have any questions on Disney's Magical Express, I give you the phone numbers, or if you want to ask me a question, send it over to goaskmickey.com, and we're going to be right back. We're closing out the show right after this. All right, everybody, and that is it for this week's show. Thank you all for listening. It means a lot. Everything is going great so far. You guys are really interested in a lot of the information that we're sending out, so keep the questions coming. Send them over to goaskmickey.com or goaskmickey@gmail.com. Send those over there. If you could, head on over to Facebook. Give us a like over there. And Twitter, goaskmickey @goaskmickey1. And download the show. All those places to download: Stitcher and iHeartRadio and TuneIn Radio and YouTube and iTunes. Leave a review on iTunes if you could. And one major thing is, if you could, share the show with somebody. You have lots of Disney friends. You're all over the place. Share the show. Shoot it out to anybody. Text this to somebody. And until next time, Disney Nation, rock on.
Head on over to goaskmickey.com or check us out on Facebook or leave us a review on iTunes.